Welcome back. Let's read some more. Just delete 1000 gigabytes of this Wikipedia video. So now I don't have to buy external hard drive next month. This costs like $140 because this Wikipedia video is eating my space on this external hard drive, and I'm really low on money. I don't like to spend all my money on my credit cards to buy a stupid hard drive. So I have to pay my bills tomorrow. It's the 1st January tomorrow. I have to pay like $2,000 bills. I have $150 left. And Tuesday in 2 days I will get more money on my credit cards. My credit card 1, 2 and 3. That I only use money from my credit card number 2. So I have $150 I can spend for food and stuff next month. And I can keep I have a tiny saving below $1,000. So I can keep my tiny saving. Then I can spend my $150 my credit card in 3 days on something more nice than a new stupid external hard drive. I could download a copy later from YouTube, but that will be in a much lower quality. So now I can read a lot because it's not taking space on my external hard drive anymore. Just for now, I'm not going to delete everything always. I just do it so I'm getting some more money.
Bhopal disaster. Coordinates 23.2799 degree N 77.4099 degree page semi-protected. Bhopal disaster. The Bhopal pesticide plant of Union Carbide India Limited in early 1986, around a year after the disaster. Map. Date 2 December 1984, the 3rd of December 1984. Time UTC +05:30. Location Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, India. Also known as Bhopal gas tragedy. Type chemical accident cause methylisocyanate leak from V610 storage tank on the Union Carbide India Limited plant. Heaths at least 3,787 winking sad smiley 1 over 16,000 claimed. 2. The Bhopal disaster or Bhopal gas tragedy was a chemical accident on the night of 2 the 3rd of December 1984 at the Union Carbide India Limited, UCL, pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, India. Considered world's worst industrial disaster. 3. Over 500,000 people in the small towns around the plant were exposed to the highly toxic gas methylisocyanate, MIC. 4. Estimates vary on the death toll, with the official number of immediate deaths being 2,259. In 2008, the government of Madhya Pradesh paid compensation to the family members of 3,787 victims killed in the gas release, and to 574,366 injured victims. 1. A government affidavit in 2006 stated that leak caused 558,125 injuries. including 38,478 temporary partial injuries and approximately 3,900 severely and permanently disabling injuries. 5. Others estimate that 8,000 died within 2 weeks, and another 8,000 or more have since died from gas-related diseases. 6. The owner of the factory, USL, was majority owner by the Union Carbide Corporation, UCC, of the United States, with Indian government-controlled banks and Indian public holding a 49.1% stake. In 1989, UCC paid $470 million, equivalent to $970 million in 2022, to settle litigation stemming from the disaster. In 1994, UCC sold its stake in USL to Eveready Industries India Limited, EIIL, which subsequently merged with McLeod Russell, India Limited. Eveready ended cleanup on the site in 1998, when it terminated its 99-year lease and turned over control of the site to the state government of Madhya Pradesh. Dow Chemical Company purchased UCC in 2001, 17 years after the disaster. Civil and criminal cases filed in the United States against UCC and Warren Anderson, chief executive officer of the UCC at the time of the disaster, were dismissed and redirected to Indian courts on multiple occasions between 1986 and 2012. As the U.S. courts focused on USL being a standalone entity of India. Non-fatal injuries at least 558,125. Civil and criminal cases were also filed in the District Court of Bhopal, India, involving UCC, USL, and Anderson. 7. 8. In June 2010. 7 Indian nationals who were USL employees in 1984, including the former USL chairman Keshav Mahindra, were convicted in Bhopal of causing death by negligence and sentenced to 2 years imprisonment and a fine of about $2,000 each, the maximum punishment allowed by Indian law. All were released on bail shortly after the verdict. An 8th former employee was also convicted, but died before the judgment was passed. 9. 10. Background. Bhopal, India. Bhopal, India. Bhopal, India. City of Bhopal, location of the, now abandoned, USL plant. UCIL plant. USL plant. USL plant location within the city of Bhopal. The USL factory was built in 1969 to produce the pesticide 7. UCC's brand name for carbaryl, using methyl isocyanate, MIC, as an intermediate. 6. A MIC production plant was added to the USL site in 1979. 11. 12. 13. The chemical process employed in the Bhopal plant had methylamine reacting with phosgene to form MIC, which was in turn reacted with 1-naphthol to form the final product, carbaryl. Another manufacturer, Bayer, also used this MIC. Intermediate process at the chemical plant once owned by UCC at Institute, West Virginia in the United States. 14. 15. After the Bhopal plant was built, other manufacturers, including Bayer, produced carbaryl without MIC, though at a greater manufacturing cost. USL's process differed from the MIC-free routes used elsewhere, in which the same raw materials were combined in a different manufacturing order, with phosgene initially reacting with naphthol to form a chloroformate ester, which was later reacted with methylamine. In the early 1980s, although the demand for pesticide had fallen, production continued, leading to an accumulation of unused MIC at the Bhopal site. 6. 14. Earlier leaks. In 1976, 2 local trade unions complained of pollution within the plant. 16. 17. In 1981, a worker was accidentally splashed with phosgene as he was carrying out a maintenance job of the plant's pipes. In a panic, he removed his gas mask and inhaled a large amount of toxic phosgene gas, leading to his death 72 hours later. 16:17. Following these events, journalist Raj Kumar Keswani began investigating and published his findings in Bhopal's local paper Rapate, in which he urged, "Wake up, people of Bhopal, you are on the edge of a volcano." 18:19. In January 1982, a phosgene leak exposed 24 workers, all of whom were admitted to a hospital. None of workers had been ordered to wear protective equipment. 1 month later, in February 1982, an MI leak affected 18 workers. In August 1982, a chemical engineer came into contact with liquid MIC, resulting in burns over 30% of his body. In October 1982, there was another MIC leak. In attempting to stop the leak, the MIC supervisor suffered severe chemical burns and 2 other workers were severely exposed to the gases. 16. During 1983 and 1984, there were leaks of MIC, chlorine, monomethylamine, phosgene, and carbon tetrachloride, sometimes in combination. 2017. Leakage and its effects. Liquid MIC storage. The Bhopal USL facility housed 3 underground 68,000-liter, 18,000 US gal, liquid MIC storage tanks E610, E611, and E619. In the months leading up to the December leak, liquid MIC production was in progress and being used to fill these tanks. UCC safety regulations specified that no one tank should be filled more than 50%, about 30 tons, with liquid MIC. Each tank was pressurized with inert nitrogen gas. This pressurization allowed liquid MIC to be pumped out of each tank as needed and also kept impurities and moisture out of the tanks. 21. In late October 1984, tank E610 lost the ability to effectively contain most of its nitrogen gas pressure, which meant that the liquid MIC contained within could not be pumped out. At the time of this failure, tank E610 contained 42 tons of liquid MIC. 21:22. Shortly after this failure, MIC production was halted at the Bhopal facility, and parts of the plant were shut down for maintenance. Maintenance included the shutdown of the plant's flare tower so that a corroded pipe could be repaired. 21. With the flare towers still rendered useless, production of carburetor was resumed in late November using MIC stored in the 2 tanks still in service. An attempt to re-establish pressure in tank E610 on the 1st of December failed, so the 42 tons of liquid MI contained within still could not be pumped out of it. 22. Gas leak. Tank E610 in 2010. During the decontamination of the plant, the tank was removed from its foundations and set aside. By early December 1984, most of the plant's MIC-related safety systems were malfunctioning and many valves and lines were in poor condition. In addition, several vent gas scrubbers had been out of service, as well as the steam boiler intended to clean the pipes. 6. During the late evening hours of the 2nd of December 1984, water was believed to have entered tank E610 via a side pipe during attempts to unclog it. The tank still contained the 42 tons of MIC that have been there since late October. 6. The introduction of water into the tank resulted in a runaway exothermic reaction, which was accelerated by contaminants, high ambient temperatures, and various other factors such as the presence of iron from corroding and stainless steel pipelines. 6. The pressure in tank E610, although initially nominal at 14 kilopascals, 2 psi, at 10:30 p.m., reached 70 kilopascals, 10 psi, as of 11 p.m. 2 different senior refinery employees assumed the reading was instrumentation malfunction. 23. By 11:30 p.m., workers in the MI area were feeling the effects of minor exposure to MIC gas and began to look for a leak. One was found by 11:45 p.m. and reported to the mix supervisor on duty at the time. The decision was made to address the problem after a 12:15 a.m. tea break, and in the meantime, employees were instructed to continue looking for leaks. The problem was discussed by MIC area employees during the break. 23. When the tea break concluded at 12:40 a.m., the reaction in tank E610 escalated to a critical state at an alarming speed within 5 minutes. Temperatures in the tank were off the scale, maxed out beyond 25 degrees C, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and the pressure in the tank was indicated at 200